But of course, business effects are a function of lots of factors, and only one of which is the brand. And it's when you start to look at some of the brand effects that you really, really discover the cost of dull. You discover just how through the brand it is manifesting itself in business results. And the two metrics that we focus on, the obvious one, of course, is brand awareness, which is less important for really big brands, but if you're a startup and you're trying to scale, it's a jolly important metric for you. So brand awareness is one where we see huge cost of dull, much bigger than the broader cost of dull that I've just mentioned, but you're up into the high 20s of millions of pounds per annum in the UK, just trying to match their impact on awareness, because dull ads just don't get people looking at them. And particularly Karen's work, bringing that in again here, often these low attention advertising environments and creative work often don't land your brand either, or they even in some instances land somebody else's brand by mistake. So building brand awareness really, really does require non-dull advertising. And so we get a huge cost of dull there. But even bigger than that is the other vital one, which is trust. And we know that trust is very important, particularly if you're a startup, but it's important for the profitability of brands, because trust seems to correlate very strongly with a lot of the other important metrics that match out there, like margin, for instance. So brand trust, very, very important. And that's where the biggest of all of the costs of dulls that we found so far. So again, the average brand in the average category in the UK would have to find something like £35 million per annum more just to match the trust effects of the best practice in their sector. So these kind of sums of money are just huge, and particularly for a startup, but I would suspect for most brands of most sizes, these sums of money represent the difference between success and failure, because no one can really afford to go around spending £35 million per annum extra every year just to make up for the fact that they saved a few $100,000 on their creative work. I mean, it's the completely wrong way of thinking.